Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tribe of Unicorns. This one is going to make your sides hurt. Jenny McKinney is on the show today, and she is just an absolute joy in every sense of the word. I met her online and she left me a message, and the first thing I heard was her laugh, and it just instantly made me smile. And that's what she's going to talk about today. You know, we're all in a weird spot with quarantine and not being able to get the physical connection that we need from people. So it's so important to connect any other ways that we can. And I myself have forgotten about the power of connection with laughter. So Jenny is here to spread some joy, remind us of how powerful just laughing together can be, and remind us that we need it. We need to laugh. So let's get silly. Let's forget being so serious for just about 25 minutes and grab a cup of coffee and let's go. Hey guys, welcome to Tribe of Unicorns. I'm your host, Kendra Beavis, and today I am sitting with Jenny McKinney. How are you, dear?
I'm having a great time. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited to talk to you. We met on a group that we're a part of on Facebook. And Jenny's profile spoke to me beyond measure. I was like, I need to meet her. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do, and we'll go from there.
Sure. So I'm Jenny McKinney. I'm originally from Michigan and I live in Tennessee. So a lot of people think, why don't I have a Southern accent? That's why. I do have a lot of people ask if I'm from Canada. I've never said A in my life, but that's all right. I'm a support coach that I also incorporate my stand-up comedy with. So I feel that I'm just trying to blaze a path right directly to joy for you.
That was, I mean, there was so much about your profile that spoke to me, but the idea of, first of all, joy seeking is something that I'm very much aligns with me, but I love the idea of using comedy to kind of, live your life in that sort of frame.
Sure.
Where did that come from? What's your background? How did this all start?
Sure. Well, I come from a place called my mom. There was a population of 3, right? So there's 3 of us, and I literally just
At the same time, or
laughing.
you're not a
No,
triplet, right?
separate
Okay.
times. That would have pushed my mom right over the edge. And I literally just came out of the womb laughing, where everything to me was just so funny every day. I would be literally laughing from, I can remember falling down, I would laugh. If I got in trouble, I would laugh. So which might just be crossed wires somewhere, I'm not sure. And so I've just literally lived in that state of joy, which is so ironic. I just remembered too that my mom literally wanted to name me Joy.
Get out.
Yeah, she wanted to name me
so funny.
Joy Jones.
Oh.
No thanks.
Aww.
If there's any Joy Joneses out there, not a dig at your name, just doesn't fit with me. So my name was Jenny Jones, which is funny because she was a 90s, she was a comedian, and then she had her own talk show.
Oh.
Which was not me. So yeah. But I just happened to fall in there where I literally had a calling, in the sense of 3 people in one day told me you should be a stand-up comic, literally in one day. And I thought, I'm not listening to the universe and I should be a good listener. So I better go do stand-up comedy. So my very first show, I sold tickets at work. We raised $5,000 for Ronald McDonald House and donated all the money. And I did a 60-minute comedy show my very first time.
Amazing.
I was 21.
How did you even know you could do that? I mean, I'm sure. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you just went out there and killed it.
Yeah, in front of 250 people that I worked with, which was probably 100 times harder because those people knew me and I didn't want to repeat stories I had told them at work or in life. Right. And so I had to write all new material and then get up there and perform for an hour. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was
unbelievable.
It was super exciting. It was I don't want to say addictive because I knew I could share laughter, but to share laughter with that amount of people all at one time,
Yeah.
And also my type of comedy is I'm already laughing at my joke before I can get it out because I'm excited to get the story out there. And so I think a lot of times I don't know if they're laughing at my joke or if they're laughing at my laugh.
Right.
So I feel like it's a double value where you might not think the joke is funny, but you'll be laughing at my laugh. So
right. You have a
okay.
great laugh. What does it feel like standing up there on stage? I feel like a lot of people are unfamiliar with that feeling.
Honestly, it was, I wanted to throw up in my mouth for a long, long time. That's how it felt to me. But the excitement of making them laugh was bigger than the fear from keeping me from doing it. Okay. And so I literally had to weigh that out where I thought, I have something to share and that's bigger than not getting up there because I'm scared to. I literally found out my butt would twitch when I got up there. I mean, it was like serious. You know what I mean? I would try not to get
That's
sick.
An amazing reaction to discover on site.
I know. When they're like, does she have batteries in her pants? Like, what's happening up there?
But that's so cool because that's such a feeling that translates into so many different areas of life. So
Right.
Is that how you sort of moved into the coaching space?
Yes. And so I feel I had always been like a great listener and I loved giving feedback. And at the same time, feedback in the sense of, providing some experience I had or a direction if they wanted some advice. And in there though, I was a people pleaser. And so I was a rescuer and I always wanted to fix it. So if they came to me, I automatically assumed they wanted it fixed, which wasn't necessarily true all the time.
Right.
And I feel like once I was able to find my own coach and work through and release all of that. So now I'm a recovering people pleaser because and so now being a good listener and healing, I ask, what is the intention? Do you need me to provide feedback? Do you need information? And then that way I know what's the expectation. I don't have to fix it.
Oh, that's, so yeah, the people pleasing thing really aligns with me. I am also a recovering people pleaser.
Yes.
That's a hard thing, especially being in a service-based business because you want to solve everyone's problems and be the superhero.
Right.
And
right.
It's not always what's called for.
Yes. And it's actually transitioned into other areas of my life. And so I don't do well in emergency situations, right? Because I want to fix it. And so I just legitimately freak out. And now that I've cleared all of that out, I'm fine. Yeah. I'm like, look, this is the situation and we need help.
Right.
Before I would short circuit because I'm like, how can I fix this? Like, I can't put your leg back together. You know what I mean? I'm not in charge of that.
Yeah. So you've found, comedy at your core, it sounds like since you were very little. Mm-hmm. And I find that that's a common thing with most people that come on here. They end up finding their joy in what they did when they were 3 years old. Like it was the same thing that you loved doing when you were a little kid. You sort of ended up becoming most of these people's passion, like the people that have had on the show. Sure. Do you see that too? Do you see that with your coaching and as a common theme in your own clients?
Yes, I would say just me being my authentic self all along allows that space for them to be their self or see the best version of themselves. Mm-hmm. And because I'm not judging them and I'm just holding that space, that energy, which means, not having judgment towards them and the decisions that they have made before, or maybe their experiences or trauma, and really just allowing that healing where we're trying to determine where do you want to go? What do you want to be? And it can be as small as, somebody reaching out and saying, hey, I love your hair color. I wish I could do that. Yeah. Because I remember telling people all the time, well, why don't you do that? Right. Oh, I could never do that.
Why? So what is that thing? What is that why?
They're held back from the judgment of family, friends, work, limiting beliefs. and they can't break out of that. The thought of changing hair color is not worth losing a friendship, people being mad, upset. Yeah.
So why do you think then that you can own that and make all these choices with sort of, it's certainly not reckless abandon. It's intentional. But what do you think gives you the freedom to do that?
I would say my freedom comes from just being independent and not I'm present with whoever I'm with. And so if I'm laughing loud and we're laughing from a joke and we're in a restaurant, I'm not worried about the other 80 people in the restaurant with us.
Right.
Because that's their own problem.
Right.
I know for a long time where say I worked for a manager and she didn't like when people laughed. So every time she heard me, she would call and say, "Hey, I can hear you laughing." And I would say, "Look, everyone can hear me laughing. I'm sorry." And then I actually got in trouble for it. So then when I quit laughing, everybody said, "Now you're making it real uncomfortable because you aren't laughing." And I'm thinking, I'm not sure what you want me to do.
Right. Right.
And so I think where I just don't allow the projection to come in, where it's, oh, she needs attention. Her hair is crazy. She's loud. I really did get that a lot when I was younger. People would walk by and be like, "Oh, she needs attention." And that wasn't it at all.
Yeah.
It was just me being myself.
Yeah. You're just full of joy and wanted to spread it around.
Yeah.
So do you think like that self-love thing is really at the core of having that freedom to kind of not care so much what other people, how they're going to judge you or think?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's one attribute because you have to really dig down in there, because self-love, it's going to be all encompassing of everything where you can't have judgment, it's funny because like I'm visualizing and it feels like a pincushion, like there's all these different little aspects in there, but it really boils down to just being true to your true self, really. Right. What is it that you are here for? And I'm literally here to laugh and I guess have crazy hair color because I've had it for 25 years.
I love it. And I've often said to I would love to dye my hair a crazy color, but I always have that butt. And I think it's such an interesting thing. And I consider myself extremely self-aware and authentic and all of those things. Sure. And I don't often think about how other people are going to judge me anymore. I used to, sure. but I still have butts on some of these things.
Right. So it might just be something in there that's slightly blocking you, or it's a fear of, fill in the blank. It could be something that you saw or somebody had mentioned when you were young. Say you were like 4 years old and you heard your friend or parents say, people with colored hair are fill in the blank.
Right.
Yeah. And you don't even remember it.
I'm working I'm working on a book, and one of my friends is a hypnotherapist and specializes in RTT, and she's been enlightening me with all the crazy things that you develop as you're growing through all these different stages that can create these blocks. It's
my gosh, it's crazy. And that's really what I am teaching people, even with a sense of humor. I teach them, when you have something that's blocking you and you might not even know, it's affecting how you behave every single day.
Right.
And so it might be, if you think about road rage, in somebody that's mad from the first time, say they go back to when they were 2 years old and their parents took their toy away, which sounds ridiculous, but then you see, why are they flipping out on the road and punching somebody, because they stopped in front of them.
Right.
That's
going mom back took to the Barbie.
Yeah. And that might be from going back to the very first time they were upset.
Right.
And you're like, oh my gosh, that is ridiculous. Yeah. But really, it's not, because that's really how they're programmed.
Yeah. The human brain is so amazing. So how do you think comedy helps the human brain?
Sure. So I would definitely say that comedy helps it in the sense of, just releasing those feel-good hormones. I mean, it's so amazing, literally, for your whole body. It's going to raise your heart rate. It's going to get your blood flowing. It's literally an exercise, and it's going to keep burning calories for 45 minutes while you keep laughing, like after you keep laughing. And so that's why I actually started facilitating laughing meditation. And we're literally just laughing for, well, eventually I got up to about 26 minutes live on Facebook. Wow. Yeah. And then we started back. So now I just do it I do it 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. And we just laugh for the first minute. And then I started incorporating other funny things like stretching or dancing. Like this week I did the Running Man while laughing.
That's amazing. Oh, I have to come and watch this. I could definitely use a laugh on a Friday.
Yes. And that's just it. Like, people aren't laughing enough, especially in this time. There's not really a lot to laugh about. And you're literally just laughing for the sake of laughing.
It is. It's a good feeling. It like your body shakes and your face moves in different ways that it normally does.
Yes.
You use all those muscles.
Right. And it's literally, that's why I did a training one time on, are you a dope head? Like, because that dopamine that you're like, because some people are addicted to drama and other things, where if you were just, I literally asked my coach, am I addicted to laughing? Like, can I be addicted to that? But it's response, and it's just in my nature. And so, but it's still a feel-good hormone, that's being released when you are laughing. And so I feel like it's also an immediate connection, where if I pop on here and we didn't even talk yet and we just start laughing, we're already connected. And so that's how I feel exactly I have this amazing ability to just connect other people. So even in the restaurant, if there's 80 of us and I'm laughing and 5 other people start laughing, they've connected with me and I didn't even know it.
That's so true.
Or each other.
You left me a voice message on my phone, and that was the first thing I heard was you laughing, and I was like, I love her. And you didn't even say anything yet. And I was like, yes.
Right. And it's just that openness, right? Because now I'm being vulnerable, and it's just open that communication line. That's directly, it's just an energetic connection for you to be vulnerable, which is what we all want in the sense of being authentic.
Yeah. And
being seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now it's so hard because we don't get that human connection. So to do what you're saying and to have that kind of connection with people without having to like work so hard at it.
Yes.
Is amazing.
Yes.
I think that's incredible. I can't wait to come and watch, be part of your Facebook group.
Yeah. So I do it live. Like I said, Tuesdays and Fridays. It's on my Jen McKinney Facebook page. Okay. I do live motivationals every day between 8:40 and 8:50 Eastern Standard Time.
All right. Well, all your links will be on your unicorn page. So everyone connect with you there. Yes. And awesome. I just have a couple more questions. So you were in corporate. Where did you, at that point, how did you make that transition?
Sure. So being in the corporate world, I realized that somehow me is a puzzle piece. I worked my way into the corporate puzzle. I don't know how, because I would come in penguin costumes. If there was Penguin Awareness Day, I'd wear a penguin costume and just crack everybody up. And really, I feel like secretly I almost got away with a lot more than anybody else would have been able to, because they're like, well, that's just her. That's Jen,
Yeah.
And then I realized this is stuffy. Being stuck to a desk and have to be at my desk at a certain time during the day, and then have to go home. And then I started working 95 hours a week, literally, in my corporate job. And then it was taking time away from my family. And so then I realized, let me figure something else out. And so we moved from Michigan to Tennessee. And then I started working for a printing company from home through customer service. And then I was used to being home before COVID. And then I realized, I can do this, because I really thought, how am I going to work without working with people? Because that was scary for me, because I'm a connector, right? Like I want to, and when I laugh, like I squeeze
Yeah.
people's arms. You know what I mean? Like I squeeze
I'm a hugger and I haven't hugged anybody in forever. I'm just going to go crazy when I can.
I know. And so once I broke through realizing I can work from home and I have the ability, and that's okay, I can still connect in a different way. And then I started doing my Facebook Live videos, and then I, just sort of built a laughing community that way.
I love that.
Yeah.
That
And
is
so it's like a motivational message. And, I run in my office and high kick, or, I have a meditation drum that I spend $150 on, which is the silliest thing I've ever done. It's silly. And I bang it at any time I can because I spent the money and I'm getting it worth. But it's worth
to get those bangs in, you get every penny out of it.
Right. Yeah. I have it right here. I got it.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah. Here, here's the stick. So every time I just pop on here.
That's amazing.
Probably $40 on Amazon, and somehow I found it it was $150. I was like, I can't wait for that drum.
That's pretty.
I get it, and I was like, what is happening with my life?
Funny.
So it's turned into my mascot, I guess. I don't know.
It's your what in the beginning of radio shows when they get done.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
So what do you think because I also see this other common theme is that when people have the urge to change, to make these huge life changes, and the thing that I see that a lot of people that hold people back and the ones that move forward is they have a larger purpose. They feel like this is really, it's not just something because they don't like their job or like I have this calling. And
Yes.
I see most people that make this shift, that's really at the core of it. So why do you think, what is your why? What is that your core? Why are you doing this?
My why is literally to share love and laughter with the world. And so I can really do that anywhere, and it doesn't fit in everywhere though at the same time. I can't just, work at a funeral home and be laughing.
That'd be awkward.
Be laughing like this all the time, right? So it's really for the greater good. What can I do for the greater good that will encompass all that I have to offer?
Yeah.
So before I could only offer, 50%. So, okay, I'm organized and I can get things done on time and I show up on time and I'm a hard worker, which then turned into being addicted, right? Because I'm a people pleaser. So then once I broke up with that, literally, then now I can give 100% to my purpose and the greater good.
Your special magic is so needed right now and moving forward for sure. And I'm so glad I met you, and I'm so glad this audience gets to hear your story and connect with you, because I think people need this so much right now.
Yes.
So,
and it's really a skill that I can share for free, literally at any time. And I think that's really why I had a hard time stepping into comedy, because I felt terrible for getting paid for that.
Yes. I know what you mean.
I have this amazing skill and now I'm supposed to charge for it. It's gross.
It feels weird, but it's,
yes.
I know. I had to work with that too.
Yes.
I wake up every day and I'm like, I'm so lucky that I get to do this. I love designing. I love working with clients and bringing their ideas to life. And it just seems it's easy for me, but it's not for everybody. It's, a valuable skill. So
yes. So now I'm working through, like I said, working through that coaching and working on my own healing. And that's probably the biggest obstacle I've had to overcome is hard work beliefs and money beliefs, where I shouldn't be getting paid to be myself, when really that's the easiest thing ever. Because
totally.
Yeah. And so now that's exactly what's happening. But my skill of laughter and just sharing that love with the world is really free at any time. Yeah. And I have, a whole bunch of videos on YouTube that if you want to see, Jenny McKinney laughing at any time.
Yeah. If anyone needs like a little boost, having a rough day.
You can go in there and pick whatever hair color you like. It's literally just a whole wall of hair colors and me laughing. That's what it looks like.
Amazing. So you also have a course, right?
Yes, I have a course that is called Joyseeker Society, which is, it has 4 modules in there. I believe there's 21 videos, and it goes through just living your best life and how to, the things that I've done that have made my life more joyful, and I've put them into videos and worksheets and different ways. So I have, you can listen to it audio because I want to encompass everybody's learning style.
Yeah.
And so I respect that and want to, I've even put drawings in there. It's a terrible drawing, but I put it in there so you know what I'm talking about. But I don't have a graphic designer, so I just drew it. And just sharing different aspects of and experiences from my life that I want to share in that way that you can, raise your vibration. Okay, now what does that mean? So I talk about that in there.
Right.
I talk about different rocks, like I carry rocks because I want to keep the bad juju off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
have them all over my desk.
Yes, except I put them in my bra and then I call them booby rocks. So that's why I call them booby rocks. Because I didn't have pockets one time. So and just really allowing the comedy to come through in my training so that it'll help you remember, because I love word associations. I love making learning fun and really just discovering new tools that you can use in your life.
Yeah. I think when we discover something that's so amazing, you want to shout it from the rooftops because you want everyone to feel as awesome as you feel. So sharing that like secret sauce of how you did it is amazing.
Right. And it's easy for me, and I want it to be just as easy for you.
Right. Because I'm sure like living your life the way you do, people probably come to you and say like, I love that, but I can't do that. Or how do you do that?
Right.
And this is great because now people can learn.
Yes. Yes. And I have different options in there. So different payment plans, you can either sign up for the monthly membership. There's another, there's a coaching option in there too. And then I have one-on-one coaching as well.
And the coolest thing is that your website is somuchgenergy.com.
Yes.
Brilliant. Love it.
Yes.
Yes. I will, like I said, I'll put all of your links on your unicorn page, but if anyone just needs some Jenny right now, you can go to somuchgenergy.com and check her out. Yes, it's like a little spiritual hug because I know that we can't hug, so I'm sending a little spiritual hug, and I always put my good little juju out there for you. Love it. Well, thank you so much for sitting and talking with me tonight. I am so excited for everyone to hear your beautiful laugh and laugh along with you. My laugh is on the webpage, so if you literally just need a laugh, I have a laugh page on there, and it's just me laughing. Awesome. Oh, I'm going to listen to that. Yeah. Thanks so much. I'm super excited to be here, and I appreciate everybody's time, and I just want joy for everybody. Oh my God, I love Jenny. One of the reasons that I absolutely adore doing this podcast is completely self-serving. I absolutely love meeting new people, and the fact that this podcast has been able to allow me to connect with people like Jenny, who, how else would we have ever met? And now I have this beautiful bright spot in my life that is Miss Jenny McKinney. So thank you, universe, for guiding me to creating this podcast, and to Jenny. Guys, if you want to connect with Jenny, if what she's saying speaks to you, please go to her website, somuchgenergy.com. We'll have all of her links in these show notes, and you can check out her unicorn page on tribeofunicorns.com as well. I hope you guys loved this episode. I hope it made you laugh. I hope it made you smile. And I hope your day is just a little bit better for having been here. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.